Call for action for better working conditions at Keppel AmFELS at the Port of Brownsville. Right now, a labor union movement on the verge of becoming reality. We speak to the leaders of the movement to see what's in store for the local movement.
We went to an election with an NLRB 3 times and was turned down. In a nutshell, they said that they don't recognize an appropriate unit in the pipe fitting sector or pipe fitting industry inside of a shipyard. It's a non-traditional building trades. So our last hope and ditch effort is to represent all 650. If we can get 30% of that, we can go to an election. Right now, Keppel is fighting us. We've been to a hearing, over 60 hours of hearing, probably 900 pages of testimony, fighting this cause. And since the inception of this this campaign, we have actually got them a $4 raise, and they were promised another $3 that we're hearing from the workers today just by talking to us. They also have been threatened. Their jobs have been threatened if they were to speak to us. Every morning we've been having sandwiches. We're catering barbecue sandwiches in the afternoon. They're scared to death to come talk to us because of all the threats that they incur throughout the day. So we're going to stay here and fight as long as they want us here. If we see the majority want to go to an election, we'll be here a month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever that takes.
Employees have to show us that they want us in there. By doing that, we have to get a certain amount, a certain percentage of these employees to sign what's called an authorization card. That's the first step in going union in this whole process. So they were out here signing these authorization cards, and once we move from there, we have a sufficient number of cards signed, then we will petition for a vote. Once we're granted the vote based on the numbers, and we push forward through a vote, we win the vote. At that point, then we'll be granted permission by the Labor Board to go in and begin bargaining, contract bargaining with Keppel AmFELS.
What is the union situation right now? Is there a union in AmFELS?
There is not a union in AmFELS. This is the first attempt, and we've been getting a very good response from the employees. There has been some pushback from the employer. That's pushback that we've dealt with accordingly.
You're talking to some of the workers. What are you hearing from them? What are their concerns?
The last one that I just spoke to about 10, 15 minutes ago, his biggest concern was trying to secure insurance for himself and his family. Bottom line, taking care of his family. That's the biggest thing that he was concerned about is providing insurance for himself and his family. He's happy with getting a pay raise or the opportunity of a pay raise, happy with better conditions, obviously. The main thing is we want to make sure that the workers that we represent or the workers that we work with all go to work in the morning and all go home at the end of the day. You know, all 10 fingers, all 10 toes, that type of thing. You know, go home safe at the end of the day to the families.
What are some of the conditions now here in AmFELS?
It just varies on where you're at. There's different issues that have been brought up and different issues that have been talked about, and those are the things that we're trying to take. If it's rest breaks or hours of work and that type of thing, but there's a bunch of them that are out there that we're hoping to be able to work on as we move forward.
Now, is this movement specifically for pipe fitters? Is it for all employees? What is this movement for?
We're trying to talk to everybody, and we want to talk to all. It's over 650 employees that I believe that are in the shipyard, and we want to talk to all of them and hopefully represent all of them if they'll allow us to.
You guys are not just fighting for wages. You guys are basically a whole myriad of things. What is that?
Working conditions, safety, wages, and a retirement. So one day these guys can retire. Right now they have none of that. They just work until they can't. And that's what unions bring to the table. Collective bargaining agreements are how we negotiate a working wage for the middle class. And with the work that's coming into the Rio Grande Valley and Brownsville, we know this is the biggest tidal wave of work, and this is when we need to do this. And I'm just asking for support, and they need to sign their authorization cards, and we want to represent these people.
Worked in the refineries, I've worked in the gas plants, and I know what it's like firsthand to be in the field. So I'm fighting from a point of perspective. I know what it's like to be in there, and I know what it's like to fight for conditions, fight for better wages, and fight for benefits. It's one thing that I think anybody wants these days is benefits with their job. That's one thing that we're pushing for.
One thing we spoke about earlier over the phone was you guys have nothing against AmFELS. You guys don't hate AmFELs. You're not
absolutely not. Absolutely not. The Valley, AmFELS has been a part of the Valley workforce for many years, and they have contributed many jobs. One thing that does lack is sufficient wages, a sufficient living wage, benefits, of course, medical insurance, dental insurance, retirement. Those are things that the union provides for them through the contractor. As a union, the Southwest Pipe Trades, the union employs close to 400,000 pipe fitters, welders, HVAC, and plumbers across the country. So contractors are very familiar with working with us. We have contractors that are coming with the upcoming construction that everybody knows about, and they work with the unions hand in hand every single day. They're no stranger to the unions. They love the unions. This is the first time we've introduced this to AmFELS, and like I said, we're getting some kickback, but it's not something we haven't seen before. We're prepared for it. My team is prepared for it. We have the resources available to campaign, and this is not the end of it. Like I said, this is the beginning of the labor movement in Brownsville, Texas. I've been saying this for years, and this is it. This is the first site. This is what it looks like.